Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson, the show about the shows. It's the show where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer, and our guest today is Cadence Miller with Cadence Productions at the Majestic Theater. Now, it's been a couple of years since she's been on the show, and I'm interested in hearing about all the changes and shows that they have going on this year at the Majestic Theater. Now, today's episode is brought to you by iBranson.com, where you can plan your entire Branson vacation, lodging, shows, and attractions. So be sure to visit iBranson.com. Now, we'll be back in just a moment with Cadence Miller, so hang tight. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. And on today's show, I have Cadence Miller. You've been on the show in the past.
Yes.
Not that long ago, probably a year or two ago. But you're back and you've got a lot going on.
A ton.
And we're going to talk all about that. But we always talk about people's journey in the entertainment business first. And so tell people about your entertainment journey, where it started, go back to school and kind of what happened, and that'll lead us up to what you're doing now.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to travel back in time. So I was a late bloomer in the theater world. I didn't really start performing or have an interest until probably about high school. So I ended up going to school or college in Oklahoma City, and I got a degree in music theater at the University of Central Oklahoma. From there, I came to Branson and I started my Branson journey. So I've been here on and off for about 10 years, a little over 10 years. In between, I did some traveling. I performed with the Octonauts, which is a Disney Junior tour. I did Six Flags, and then Branson just sucks you right back in.
Yeah.
So then I came here.
So when you got out of college, did you say, I'm going to Branson because I want to get into the entertainment business, or did it just happen, or what?
It kind of both. I've always had some family here. And then when my grandfather passed away, my grandmother was like, let's be closer to your cousins, things like that. I'm like, okay, I'll stick around. I think there's probably some opportunity to perform here. And then one thing led to another. I was first hired for The Little Mermaid out at the White House Theater. And then after that was Silver Dollar City. I played the Virgin Mary in the Living Nativity. So then I was like, you know what, I'll stay.
Okay. And so what happened after that then, from Branson's perspective?
From as far as like where I went, after Silver Dollar City, I had a few professional jobs under my belt. And so I decided to move to California, and then fell in love with California. California, from my perspective, had a very small theater scene. Most people go out there for film. So I met some people, and then within a few months, I was hired for my first tour, and I did that. Decided, let's go to New York for a while, let's go to Texas, and then the traveling bug bit me. So I wanted to just go wherever the job took me. That gets a little exhausting, living out of a suitcase. So I came back to Branson, which is where I met the incredible cast of Thank You for the Music, a modern tribute to ABBA, and Beach Boys' California Dreamin' with the Odoms and James Allen, and decided, yeah, I think this is it. I think I like Branson.
So you did those shows for a while?
Yes, I did. I did those for a couple of years. And then, again, I have this, I need change, and I need things to, I have so much respect for performers who stay in a show for decades, but I needed a little bit of a change. And so went to Kansas City for a while, And then of course was like, you know what, I think it's time to go back to Branson. It's the only place I've ever found that you can perform full time and still have a normal life, and you can have so much job security in the theater world. So that's why I fell in love with the performance specifically here.
And so, we haven't talked about this recently, but we have talked about it because in the past, there was this deal that Branson was just old performers. Okay. And we've kind of gotten rid of, I think, at least on this show, where, hey, you're a young person.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
You are,
I don't feel like a young person.
But you're young in the scope of things, and you're living in Branson, you're working in Branson, and it'd be entertaining in Branson. And what you said is a lot of people just want to have normal lives. They still want to perform, but this is a way they can kind of do it.
Oh, for sure. And I truly think I have a big teamwork mindset, and that goes for not just my shows, but the entire town. I think there is room for everybody here, and kind of to the point of Branson's only old performers or has-beens or all of the other negative things people say. There's so much talent in this town. There are so many incredible shows, incredible performers. It's amazing. You sometimes have to look for those. Sometimes the smaller guys aren't always the ones on the billboards, but there's so much talent here, and you can make such a profitable career, but you can have an amazing career here. You can be anything you want to be. You go to bigger cities, they are looking for certain body type, certain age, certain looks, certain vocal abilities. I mean, and in Branson, like at the Majestic where we are now, you want to be a Disney princess in the morning and then a rock star at night. You can make that happen. And I think that's just awesome.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And, I think there's so many people out there that still don't even have any clue what Branson is.
Yeah.
And that's why I think there's tons of opportunity for the entertainment scene here in Branson, because there's a world out there that if they just know what we have, they're going to be blown away.
For sure. In the town where I grew up, it was so small town, and we had theater. So I shouldn't say I just didn't grow up around it at all. We had, dance classes, and you had a little bit of theater, and you had choir. But I look at the kids that grow up around this area, and I think, how cool is that the high school productions here are just amazing. But the little theaters here are amazing. At any point, these kids could go see a professional show and kind of grow up around that environment. I think the opportunities here are just amazing.
Yeah. You mentioned the Branson theater department, and I've gone to several of those plays, and I'm just always amazed at how good they do as high school students.
You look at them like as a professional, and I'm like, wow, they're coming for my job. They're amazing.
Now, you and I talked, I think it's been about 2 years ago, and you were launching a new show at the Americana at that time, and it's still going, right?
It is.
It's a limited engagement, but tell people what that show was that you launched a couple of years ago.
So it's Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and actually when we talked, we were brand new. I mean, we were still conceptualizing parts of the show and trying to catch up on everything, but it's more of a concert style show. We feature all Disney music. So there's no storyline. We don't have specific characters in the show, but it's 3 guys, 3 girls, and we are singing just about every Disney song that you can name. So song and dance, costume, full lighting production, very high energy show and fun for all ages. What amazed me the most is obviously it was a show made for kids, and it turned into this thing where week after week we saw adults coming and the older generation coming, and it kind of just became this. One of my performers, Adam Henry, coined the phrase "young and young at heart." So it's really
multi-generational.
Yes,
multi-generational.
So we kind of ran with that. It's a lot of fun. Lots of sparkle.
So you've got some big changes coming, or you're in the process of that. We're going to talk about that here in the next segment. So folks, you want to stay tuned because we're going to hear a lot of stuff here in the next segment. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Have you seen our new PlayBranson magazine? Well, if you're in town and you want to know more about Branson's shows, attractions, golf, the lakes, and more, you need to get the PlayBranson magazine. It's free. It's located all over town in racks, so be sure to pick up a PlayBranson magazine. Going to Branson for some relaxation and fun? You've got to stay with Branson's award-winning hotel family, Meyer Hotels. Meyer Hotels features 4 hotels in Branson with the best locations for your trip. Choose from brands you know and trust, like the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Drive, the Best Western Centerpoint Inn, Comfort Inn at Thousand Hills, and the Comfort Inn and Suites. Enjoy refreshing indoor pools and hot tubs. Do you like free? How about a free hot breakfast each morning? Free vacation planning services, and of course, smiles are always free. Want even more value? Go to MeyerHospitality.com and join our e-club to save 15% off your next stay and check out incredible deals with our vacation packages. Call 1-877-FUN-STAY to book Branson's award-winning hotels or visit MeyerHospitality.com. It's your safe choice for award-winning lodging in Branson. MeyerHospitality.com. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. I'm here with Cadence Miller. And Cadence, you have got some big changes they're here.
Yes, they are here.
And so let's tell people about what's going on over at the Majestic Theater. Man, they may not even know where the Majestic Theater is. So let's tell the world what's happening.
Okay, so I had the opportunity last year to lease a theater of my own. It was kind of a split decision, but this was kind of my ultimate goal in life, was to have my own space. So we ran with it. And 8 months later, we just opened 3 weeks ago. So the Majestic is located on Gretna Road, which it's off the strip. That has its pros and cons. And the building just went under massive renovation. So now it's a big black and white building. We've got some signage coming soon, so just look out for that. It was formerly the Majestic Steakhouse.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. Branson Murder Mystery has also been there for several years. So they're downstairs. And then in the upstairs theater, we have an intimate 100-seat theater. And the company's Cadenza Productions at the Majestic, and we house 7 different shows, 3 of which are open, and then 1 we open next week. And then we've got some limited engagements coming throughout the year too.
Yeah, so let's tell people about all the different shows and then the ones that you're in too.
Yeah, so the shows, we have 3 main stage shows that are open March to December or April to December, and that is A Tribute to the King. That stars Matthew Boyce, and it's all about Elvis Presley. And then we have Country Forever. That's a brand new show that I produced. It is an incredible live band, and they go through the entire history of country music. Best part being that it's a rotational band. So each one of my guys plays at least 3 or 4 instruments in the show.
Wow.
They're amazing. I'm not an instrumentalist, so I have so much respect for those people. Then we have Dan Wagner. He was formerly at God and Country with his Johnny Cash and Friends tribute show. That opens next week. And then, let's see. In the summer, we've got Once Upon a Fairy Tale, which I perform in and produce. I also perform in our Elvis show. I should have mentioned that. We have Classic Rock Icons open right now. That is another tribute show. That's Fleetwood Mac, the Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, Journey. I perform in that as well. We've added an incredible acoustic segment to that show. Then we have, that switches over to British Invasion in the fall.
Okay.
That is, again, Rolling Stones, Elton John, Freddie Mercury, Dusty Springfield. I'm in and out of that show. Then we have Retro Christmas Spectacular to top off the Christmas season. It's 100% Christmas. I produce and perform in that as well. That stars Matthew Boyce. And then it's like an old TV special. So Bing Crosby, Elvis, the Anderson sisters, and just a good old-fashioned Christmas show. So a lot of fun.
So not only do you lease a venue that people have been in there before, but now you're adding a bunch of shows to that venue, not just one.
7.
Like this just shows me how ambitious
we're crazy.
You guys are.
No, we're absolutely insane. So I always tell people, when I first built Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and I did it with plenty of prep time. I didn't want anything to be last minute. That show took 6 months start to finish, between the marketing, the hiring, building the show, 6 months. So in 8 months, we've put together an entire theater plus 7 shows. Many sleepless nights, but our first 3 weeks of opening were incredible. We already had some sold out shows.
That's awesome.
And just the love from the community was awesome.
Yeah. And the thing that makes your theater unique is it's probably one of the most intimate theaters in Branson.
That was my biggest draw, was outside of maybe the hot hits, God and Country, and the Owen Theater, we are one of the only small theaters in town. And we, our shows have been around for several years. We're not selling out to 800 people. That would be the absolute dream. But I'm fine with a 100-seat theater. I think it gives customers a more personable feel. It's definitely intimate. You feel like you're right there with Elvis or right there with the princess. Different vibe for sure, but we're loving it so far.
Yeah, and way back in the day, Justin Flom was there, and like he blew up Magic, on YouTube and all that stuff. And so it's like you don't sometimes remember who were in those theaters in the past and what's happened.
Oh, the theater itself is wild. It's a very unique space, but along our renovation process, we've still found bits and pieces of what he did with that theater. One being a trap door in our gift shop. That was fun to find. Our dressing rooms still say Flom on them.
Okay.
I found cards, like magic cards, shoved in little crevices as I'm like painting walls, and it's been a fun time. It's been very interesting.
Yeah. So some of these shows have been in Branson before, but you've moved some of them, but some of them they're new, right?
Yes, Country Forever is brand new. A lot of our same performers, people like Josh and Hillary Carroll, Forrest Herzog, Zach and Rachel have been in our shows previously, but they're pretty new to the Branson scene. But Matthew Boyce, he's our drummer in that. So familiar faces, but totally new show.
Yeah. Tell people, and I know you're not going to remember every show, but tell us some of the times for some of them and how that works.
Absolutely. So what we've got going on right now is our Country Forever is an afternoon show, Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. A Tribute to the King, our Elvis Presley tribute show, is Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. this year. And then we've got Classic Rock Icons. Let's see if I can remember this. Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m., Saturdays at 2 p.m. Johnny Cash, which starts next week, or April 15th, is Tuesday, Thursday at 2 p.m.
You did far better than I would even thought you would have done.
Practiced that.
To try and remember all these shows
it's a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I love your entrepreneurial spirit. I love your drive as a young individual, trying to make entertainment happen here in Branson. And you got such a variety of stuff. And you're also doing stuff that really not a lot of other people are doing. I mean, from a standpoint of classic rock icons to the British invasion, your Disney fairy tale show. I didn't get the name right, but
it's okay.
It's like there's a lot of names to remember.
Oh, it's a lot.
So you're doing a lot that really, a lot of other people aren't doing. And I think that's the good part about Branson is that there's really music for all different styles. For sure.
There's always a show, even amongst the Elvis community. Every Elvis show that you see in Branson is totally different. There's room, like I was saying earlier, for everyone. I think that's what makes Branson so unique. We just went and watched number one hits of the 60s and On Fire, the Jerry Lee Lewis story. And I think it is awesome. And we've had people come see us. The MJ cast was just over and we just went and saw their show. I think it is so great, again, that you can go see a Disney fairy tale show in the morning, go hang out with Michael Jackson at night, and then tomorrow catch the good old times with a 50s, 60s show.
Yeah.
I think it's such a weird, unique little town that we've got, but it's been a super exciting experience.
Yeah. And I had an entertainer the other day tell me, Chris, I think it's all about nostalgia.
Yes.
Because people often just stay with the music they grew up with. And this is a place where they can probably find the music they grew up with. And
100%.
It brings back memories, and music can also be what I call that escape where you just get away from the real world and all the real problems.
Yep, that is what we tell people all the time, is supporting live music isn't just paying the bills for the entertainers. You are supporting a true art form that is an escape. It's exactly what it is. I'm stressed, I've got kids, I've got bills to pay, work sucks, but you go to the theater and it's like, but I'm going to watch Elvis Presley for 2 hours. I am going to enjoy my childhood for 2 hours. So it's a cool thing.
Okay, folks, the Majestic Theater is located where?
2849 Gretna Road. We are upstairs at the Majestic.
Yeah, and it's a huge building right on the corner. It's been repainted. It's beautiful. They did a great job repainting that. I'm telling you, go check their shows out. Intimate setting. You're going to feel like you're just really connected to the entertainers at this venue. I can tell you that. And so go check out. And they can, tell people your website real quick.
Yes, so it's Cadenza Productions, Branson.com. And then we're on all social media. You can look up any of our shows on Facebook or Instagram. And then, of course, Cadenza Productions at the Majestic.
Okay, folks, we'll be back in just a second to wrap the show up. We often provide tips on how to make your Branson vacation better. So have you guys seen the Flavor of Branson magazine? Now, if you're in town and you want to know more about Branson's restaurants, this is the most complete guide for dining. And guess what? It's free. It's located all over town in racks, and it will help save you money. Stretch those vacation dollars even further. There are about 20 coupons in the back. It lists all the restaurants and categories. And so check this out. Be sure to check it out in the lobby of your hotel.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We've been talking to Cadence Miller at the Majestic Theater. Now there's several shows there. Okay, I'm going to try and do my best to highlight them here. Country Forever, Classic Rock Icons, A Tribute to the King, Dan Wagner's Johnny Cash and Friends, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, British Invasion, and Matthew Boyce's Retro Christmas Spectacular. So if you need help booking tickets for any of these shows or any other show in Branson, be sure to call the folks at iBranson.com at 877-ENTERTAIN, or you can go online, iBranson.com, to start planning your 2025 vacation to Branson. Now, you can always find PlayBranson episodes on social media on Facebook or our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at PlayBranson. You can also find us on thevacationchannel.com. So maybe you're looking for an entertainer that you haven't seen on the show for a while. They're probably in our archives somewhere. Folks, here's the deal. We want you to support live entertainment. Go see a show. It makes a difference in your life. That's it for today. We'll see you next week on Play Branson.